Hello, everyone. It is another installment of 30 Parks in 30 Days. My name is Mike Redmond alongside Darren Redmond, and we are talking Cincinnati Reds baseball today, previewing their 2025 season, a little bit of a recap of how they fared in 2024. But Darren, how are you doing this
In
early
honor
March?
of this, and there's something so traditional about the Reds. They were the first team in the major leagues. For years when we were younger, they were the ones who signified the opening of the Major League Baseball season. They had the afternoon game that started all. And so, there's something great about that. And in honor of that, you probably can't see, I'm wearing my old Negro League Cincinnati Tigers from the 1934 to 1937. And we have a little homage to Pete Rose, number 14.
Okay.
So, that's why I wore it. I said Cincinnati Red, Pete Rose. But let me ask you this. Let's start with a little bit of a tough question for Mike Redmond. Are you ready on a Sunday?
I am ready. Unless I get it wrong, then I am not ready.
We are recording this on a Sunday. Do you find it weird that it appears that Pete Rose's number will be retired in Cincinnati, but yet he's still not allowed to be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes. I do feel like there's going to be a time period. Like, it's not going to be instant. A lot of people are like, watch, as soon as he passes, he'll get inducted. Like, I think it'll be like a 5-year gap just to kind of like,
me too.
Let's see if it's out of people's minds, and then we'll just kind of sneak him in there along some big name, just, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to get him in. So yes, I do think it's weird. No, I don't think he'll be inducted anytime soon, but I do feel like that could be back on the table in 5 years. So,
do you mean bigger than Harold Baines? Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
He's that's okay.
That's okay. Okay. Look, I know, you know what I'm saying. Would he be my vote? No, but God bless.
And I think, and I know we're Reds talk here, but just a quick sidebar. I think out of the last several years, would you agree the one person that, still, I guess, deserving of getting in, but would you agree that Joe Mauer is probably the one that's the least deserving of the recent inductees, or do you feel okay
with a bullet? Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, he's good, and it has quickly become, and that means no disrespect to the Bows of the world, and the Baines of the world, but it's now the Hall of I'm pretty good.
Yes.
In fact, they may change the name.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Who's left? No. Instead of who's next. But
Skip Lockwood.
But before we dive into Cincinnati Reds talk here in our little preview for 2025, Darren, if you wouldn't mind sharing a little word from our sponsors over at Nashville Tax Solutions.
Attention Palm Bay and Fort Pierce. Are you struggling with tax issues, dealing with a lien, or just need expert guidance? Nashville Tax Solutions is here to help. Their team knows the ins and the outs of tax relief and is ready to fight for you. But don't just take my word for it. Listen to their clients. Chris Bennett and his team saved me from a financial nightmare. They're knowledgeable, they're clear, and they're compassionate. Don't let tax troubles keep you up at night. Call 855-627-4829. Visit NashvilleTaxSolutions.com or email info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com today. Nashville Tax Solutions, because tax problems deserve real solutions. I love that T-shirt. I want a T-shirt like that. Seriously.
Yeah, I can get in touch with him, and just heard from him a little bit ago.
You know people?
Yeah, I know people who know people. So that's even cool. So let's dive into. So thank you, Nashville Tax Solutions team. But let's dive into here a little bit of the 2025 Cincinnati Reds. Just a little bit of what we might expect. So on the screen here is your projected Cincinnati Reds lineup. We've got it up there. We've got Mac McLean, second base. One of my favorite players, Ellie De La Cruz. I feel like phenom, can do it all. Tyler Stevenson at catcher. We got Spencer Strier, projected cleanup at first base. I'm not going to pretend to pronounce the next name, but he'll be there in DH.
I have no shot, so let's just move right on.
Yes. Now, if you're listening, if you're watching, Heimer, Candelario, we apologize. TJ Friedel, Gavin Lux, Austin Hayes, and Jake Fraley. So this is a team that I'll leave it up there for another second, but this is a team that we're kind of just waiting. Like we feel like each year this is going to be the year the young talent stands up, and so I'm just kind of in limbo. Like I don't quite know if that lineup speaks to me playoff team. But what are your early thoughts on that? Obviously, De La Cruz is amazing, but what are your thoughts?
I think you're going to pitch around De La Cruz, and I think that they'll play enjoyable baseball. They'll finish at around 500. And if you go out to the Queen City and you have yourself a little skyline chili, you sit there and watch the Reds. It's a wonderful ballpark. I've been, outside that ballpark. And I think they'll, look, they're not going to be like the Marlins and just bag it. They're going to be playing hard, fun team, but will they sneak in? They could if other teams get injured. But they'll play enjoyable, hard-nosed baseball.
And you talk about sneaking in. It's funny because as we're kind of previewing each of these teams here on 30 Parks in 30 Days, it's easy to say I could see this team sneaking in with a wild card playoff spot, and then I'm doing the math. I'm like, wait a minute, I've got 9 teams sneaking into these.
They could.
So I did have to write everything down to make sure it actually will be authentic. So there's that, and so. Also wanted to kind of bring up here, this is the projected rotation that you're looking at here. We got Hunter Green, right-hand pitcher, Brady Singer, Nick Martinez, Nick Lodolo, and Rhett Lauder.
Rhett Lauder, by the way, I guess he throws with both arms.
Yes, both arms. So I think that's why it didn't say which arms he was. So shout out to
don't put him in a box.
Yes, right. So again, a little bit heavy on the top of the rotation, but not much there beyond the top 2. So, I mean, who knows? They're in a winnable division. That is it's a division that's competitive, but there are teams like Pittsburgh and Chicago even that, haven't been on a game for quite a bit. And so who knows? Anything could happen with a rotation like that. But any name there, and I'll put it up one more time, any name there that jumps out at you besides the talented Rhett Lauder there?
Yes, he's Hunter Green. I mean, that name, workable, but you have a bunch of fourth starters. I mean, that's who they have.
That's good. Yeah.
And we both have seen teams with fourth line starters. If they don't get injured. I keep saying that every day we do this. And if they can throw some innings, they can do some things. Here's the thing. They have to win at home. That is a bandbox. You hit a pop fly, you have a home run. And it's right on the river. I've been there. And that ball will fly. So they get that ball up. They have a shot. And they have to play. They got to dominate at home. They have to play 500 on the road. And they have to pitch to what I would consider 4 runs or less each game. Now, you might say, well, Darren, that sounds like every team needs to do that. This team has to do that. Yeah, they're fundamentally sound, but they have to do that.
They do. Otherwise, again, here we are 10, 20 games below 500. And so they're going to have to, and those top arms are going to have to stay healthy. So let's take a look here. These are their notable off-season pickups. So you're looking at that list there. I won't go over every single name on that. I do see second baseman Gavin Lux. He's a guy who kind of got lost in the shuffle with the Dodgers because they have so much talent. So, that's an interesting one there. Not slated to be in that opening day lineup, I don't believe. But Brady Singer trade with the Royals. I love that move for them. I think that's a good fit. Me too. And then you see Wade Miley seems like someone who's been around a while, but he's going to get a minor league deal. So not sure. And then Austin Hayes there. So that's another one there. And then I'll flip here to these are their notable subtractions. So Jonathan India is the one that sticks out to me the most in the trade with the Royals. He was just kind of a guy that was just always there with Cincinnati. And then, of course, no stranger to shortstop Ahmed Rosario. Yes. Felt like he was a good piece last year with Tampa Bay. He wasn't used enough for whatever reason. He performed when he got traded there, performed very well. But he was part of that let's let everyone go movement of 2024 that the Rays decided to be part of. So, but any name there on either list that really jumps out?
Seriously, if you can flip back to the acquisitions.
The acquisitions, okay.
All right. Now, you and I loved kind of taking a deep dive next level What do you like here? If you're a GM, what do you like here in these names?
These names here, to me,
Yes,
it's the right
I'm not setting you up for one of my rare jokes. This is actually a very, I think, astute. I see the word analysis, not just on my part, but I think this was done on purpose. What do you know about these teams?
But these teams, well, I mean, to me, it seems like they're focused heavily on pitching here. Seeing quite a few pitchers here on this list. But
look, you have who do you have here? You have the Dodgers, you have the Giants, you have the Yankees, and even the Royals. I mean, listen, 2015 is not that long ago where they won a World Series. These are established franchises.
Yep.
And these are people like, for lack of a better term, could not make that club. But looking for a shot with the Reds, this is good. I mean, you have Yankees, you have Giants, you have Dodgers, and the Royals as well. Those are very good organizations. Very good.
Yeah, and that's a great point, because a lot of times the Reds maybe of a couple years ago would only be dealing with teams like Oakland and some other lower levels, like Colorado, and no disrespect, the Marlins and stuff like that. So to be in that, and I think if I'm a Gavin Lux, and I'm jumping all over that potential to play every day now, not just righty lefty matchups, but potentially play much more often. So yeah, can't. So as we kind of wrap things up in our little preview here for the season, so I'm going to go ahead and say this is not a playoff team. Give them the X. Doesn't mean it's going to be a bad season. Unfortunately, I do feel like this will be the last place team in the division, and that speaks highly of some of the other teams. But it's not going to be miserable season. I think they're going to have stretches where they play really well, but I don't think they have enough. And we're not talking, Marlins bad or Rockies bad, but just don't think they have enough pieces to compete in a division that I think is going to outperform how they did last year. So I'll put them at 5th place outside the bubble. What's your thoughts?
I could not augment your your analysis of what will happen. Listen, I mean, are they better than the Brewers? No, but can they compete with the Brewers? Yes. Are they better than the Cubs? No, but can they play fun to watch baseball with them? Yes. Same thing with the Cardinals. And the Pirates said they're going to pick it up a little this year. So I think they will be in 5th place, exactly like you said, but they're not going to get beat 7-1. They're going to be in some exciting, fun games to watch.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show up to play. You're not gonna look at the schedule. Okay, that's 3 wins right here. They're gonna have to show up to play. But at the end, unfortunately, another down year for the Reds. But Ellie De La Cruz, very exciting star. So let's see what happens. So thank you guys for watching this episode of 30 Parks in 30 Days. Continue to watch along with us as we preview each and every team right before taking us to the official opening day, not the Japan opening day, but the official Major League Baseball opening day. Until next time, we'll see you.
Not the soft opening.
Anytime. Yes. See you
I'm going to step on your ending there. Wait, what did you just say? What are you going to say, everybody?
We'll see you around the ballpark.